won't stop them from discussing. So get ready for much review about nothing.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Much Review About Nothing. And on this podcast, we try our best to review a movie we literally haven't seen. I'm your host, Billy Greer.
And we're your co-hosts, Jake Greer and
Luke Greer.
Let's don't watch a movie. All right.
Woo!
Back in the saddle again.
Yay.
Finally, we're recording this.
we're always going to keep saying back in the saddle again and then acknowledging it. It's our curse. It's like our Groundhog Day.
That is true. This podcast has kind of become just a monthly by monthly thing, which is fine. But we don't need to get into it. Today, we are going to be discussing Oppenheimer. I know that we're always so behind the curve. The hubbub has already come and gone, but we're like, we want to discuss it. And this episode's kind of going to be a sort of summer blockbuster roundup too, as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you wanted to do that. You're the only one who knows about the summer blockbuster, so you'll have to walk us through it.
Oh yeah, those blockbusters.
What blockbusters?
I know.
Okay, I don't understand, but
I was making fun of the fact that a lot of them flopped.
Oh yeah, but no, Oppenheimer definitely didn't, and Barbie, which it was paired with, and the strange Barbenheimer phenomenon, also did incredibly well. So it was just one of those rare things where everybody got excited to see a couple of movies, and it's funny how that happens.
That's meme magic.
Yeah, I know. And then Hollywood's going to try and replicate that somehow.
They suck the fun out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, every time they've tried to use a meme or thought a meme was like beneficial, it hasn't really worked out that much.
No. And I was thinking about the other day actually, because by the time everything moves slower in Hollywood, technically, because the internet's so fast, by the time like a week is done and the meme meta has changed, but in Hollywood, by the time they've heard about a meme, got a movie into production and implemented the meme, it's dead, and that's why it's always cringy.
Yeah,
when they do it. So
you get something like the Emoji Movie.
Yeah. Geez, I don't even know where that fits into things, but so yeah, Oppenheimer. This is an interesting one because trying to think if Christopher Nolan has done. I don't think he's done anything like historical before. That could be wrong.
I mean, he did Batman.
Oh yeah, so forget about that.
Yeah,
historical figure.
Yeah, great Gotham City.
Yeah, but it was about Gotham City and stuff.
Right. How could I be so foolish? Yes, of course. Yeah, but this is, I think, his first swing at a biopic, and I don't know. It's interesting how it seems like it'd be kind of dry subject material, but he turned it into a blockbuster. Which I think is pretty impressive.
I mean, to be fair, the trailers are just completely focused on the bomb, and I've heard that with the length of it, the bomb's 2 seconds in universe, and then it's just all about the trial and stuff afterwards. So
they literally go ahead.
The trailer is probably one of the funniest parts of this movie, in my opinion, because one of my favorite scenes is him walking up, and then Albert Einstein, his hat falls off. He turns and looks at the camera, and it's like a superhero moment. People are supposed to clap or whatever. It's like, oh my goodness, it's Albert Einstein.
It's Einstein.
There it is.
The way they present it in the trailers is just one of the funniest things, in my opinion.
Yeah. People are making connections to Avengers and stuff. It's Oppenheimer, putting together a team. We even did a short kind of doing a parody on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been funny how people responded to it. But yeah, the bomb, they only show the test. That is the only actual explosion that occurs. You don't see it falling on Hiroshima or Nagasaki or anything. They just talk about it. Yeah, I know. I want more explosions. I think there should be explosions throughout the movie. Even if they weren't historical.
like
Oh, yeah.
cowards. They had a chance to do their own Grave of Fireflies rendition of the nuclear bombing, but no, they copped out.
Imagine like Oppenheimer. They're like just driving down the road to get to the compound. In the background, just explosions. They're in the trial scene or whatever, and you can see through the window just an explosion go off. Yeah,
explosion goes off in the room. Everybody has
Do you
to
think-
like crawl back to their seats.
No,
so do you have your?
I think
Rush
it'd be
to it.
better. I think it would be better if they exploded, but they didn't really react to it. They're talking
Just-
normally, and it drowns them out. They're just trying to hold a conversation, but there's just ever increasing explosions in the background.
Yeah, and I think that would make it much more entertaining because a lot of
Yeah.
Do you
people
have
complained
your
about the
notebook,
length.
Billy?
I do, yes.
Okay, yeah. So I think our first con is that really just we needed more explosions throughout.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and I think while you're writing that down, do we want to go ahead and get our first rando review because we've started
Sure.
interdispersing them in?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with kind of a negative one by Rowan Wild. He gave it
Okay.
1 out of 5 stars. The first hour is fantastic. The second act is okay. I was bored in hours 2 to 3. If you have ever seen JFK from the early 90s, you know what this movie is. This is Titanic without the climax. This is inside baseball. I was incredibly bored with this man's inevitable story well before the halfway mark. This is no Arrival, Gladiator, Martian, Zero Dark 30, Dune, Dunkirk, Hurt Locker, or There Will Be Blood. I can see why they marketed this so hard with Damon and Blunt. It wouldn't be seen if they weren't so delightful as people. 3 to 4 out of 10 stars. Although I don't think he understands how the star system translates. So,
Wait, what did he do?
well, he gave 1 out of 5 stars, and then at the bottom he gives 3 out of 4 to 10 stars. So I don't think he quite realizes how those
Yeah.
3
That
out of
lines
4,
up.
10 stars.
Yeah.
what?
So it's
3
3
out
out
of-
of 10 and 1 out of 5?
Yeah, those are the scores he gave. They're
I'm not good enough at math to tell if that's actually lines up or not.
It kind of does if you think about it.
Maybe it does. I don't know.
Well, no, because 1 and 2 would be one star.
Okay.
I guess you're right.
Yeah,
This is a
because
bit off.
you know,
All right, 'cause
1
it's 5.
fifth.
Yeah, 1/5
Yeah.
would be 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I could
He's
think of
very
that. That's
confused.
embarrassing.
Well, we aren't
he's
really
very confused.
thinking. Okay, we're just talking about Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I think the
Open
other
teeth.
potential con is just that it's just very long, and you already know the ending. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah. It needs some historical revisionism.
yeah. I mean, really, again, I think the constant like barrage of bombs in the background would have helped with
I
that.
think it needed a more like compelling villain, like a mustache twirling evil scientist.
Oh,
I think
maybe.
just insert him in there. Make up your own original character.
In this case, would the evil scientist be the one trying to stop the bomb,
No,
or
he's trying to steal Oppenheimer's credit. He's
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I will have the nuclear bomb.
Because my idea was it's just they get a new scientist in the camp and his name is like Dr. Mittler. And he's like, hello, I am Dr. Mittler. And it's clearly Hitler in a disguise.
okay.
He's there to like steal the secret plans.
No, I was thinking more like, remember back in college? You know,
I
something
see.
like that.
Someone from his past.
Yeah, he gets like a
but it's still
flashback.
Hitler?
He knew Hitler in college.
In college, you know.
Hitler stole his girlfriend, and that's
He
why
came
Yeah.
up. He snuck over from the art school over to the.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? You don't even go to school here. Why'd you go back to that little art school of yours?
That's why he flunked out. He was always partying.
Yeah, he was always sneaking over to the other college and harassing
Right.
Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
giving him swirlies, dunking him in the pool or whatever.
Yeah, this is a rich backstory. I honestly wish they included it.
I know they missed out on a whole lot. They could have made, like I
Yeah.
said, it needed a more compelling villain.
Yeah, so Khan, we needed a better villain, which is funny that we're saying this about what is essentially a World War II story. And that we're saying they needed arguably
Yeah.
the best villain in history.
No, but I'm
Well,
saying
they don't
like,
even
like,
show
more-
him. That's the issue.
Yeah,
No,
more
I know.
screen presence. And
Yeah.
I think another thing they could have done is they could have added like a little dog that he has that walks around.
Oh yeah,
and
that would have been perfect.
goofy antic. Like they'll blow up a bomb and he'll cover his eyes with his paws, and he'll whine.
Oppenheimer, this is a bad idea.
Yeah,
the dog talks. Yeah,
Yeah, why
talking
not?
dog. Oh my
Radiation,
goodness.
why not?
I feel like we're being unkind to this movie, but you know what? It's only fair. They should have added this. They should have thought ahead.
Yeah.
We're trying to help this rando reviewer.
Yeah.
Well, I think that just like one more pass over writing the script, and they would have added these things. It would just need one more.
One more
Yeah.
rewrite.
Yeah, one more rewrite.
We could have had all these delightful additions added.
Yes.
It would have made it
Just-
more
just
interesting.
by
You
that
would
much.
you wouldn't have been bored.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it's funny. I don't know if you saw Logan Paul's reaction to the movie. I think he like walked out of it. He's like, "It's just people talking," which says it's funny because like if I was writing a parody of Logan Paul, that's what I would have him say, and he actually said it.
See,
I got a dog in the room.
see, they would have gotten the Logan Paul viewer if they just included
Yeah, that's what we were missing.
Hitler and the talking dog.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if the movie wasn't like 5 hours long, I would say Logan Paul was overreacting, but
Yeah, no, it is very long. That is true.
Yeah.
That's more than most people's attention spans. Actually, I think that's more than the human's attention span.
Well, it's not literally
I
5.
was
It's 3.
exaggerating with the 5, but
Oh, I would. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he was all like, I gotta have my 5-hour cut.
Yeah.
5 hour. When are they gonna release the 5-hour cut?
Yeah, release the 5-hour cut. Like Zack Snyder cut. Release
Yeah.
the Nolan cut. That's where all the bomb dropping is. They cut it all out.
And that's where College Hitler is.
Yeah. Can't believe they robbed the world of that.
It was I know, missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got another review for us?
I do. This one's actually a little bit more positive. We have
Uh-huh.
Sanrap Thapa. He says, I am a Chris... Oh, sorry. He gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I am a Chris Nolan fan. I have been waiting for this movie for months now. I walked into the theater to be blown away. The cinematography, acting, background music are amazing, but the storytelling was weak and scattered. Downey Jr. did an amazing job, but we could have done without his character and the third act. There was a shorter, better movie in it somewhere. 2.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay,
Oh,
so that kind of just back to what we were
Okay,
talking
so
about.
it's a middling review. The
He
one
liked
thing
it, but it's too long.
yeah, the one thing I noted that as I walked in the theater to be blown away.
Yeah. So he thought it was like a 4D experience, I guess.
A 4D experience where they detonate a nuke in front of you.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Do you think in the orchestra version they'll do of it, like down there in the pit, they'll have an atomic bomb that they'll detonate when that happens?
I hope so. It'll be like that. What is it? Firebird Sympathy or some? Or is it the William Tell? No, I don't know what it is. But they set off a cannon.
No, it's the Tchaikovsky one.
Yeah, Tchaikovsky. I can't remember its name, but they actually have a
Me either.
cannon. So it'll be like that. There'll be a musician whose whole job is to set off the nuke.
Okay, yeah, it's the 1812 overture. That's what I
Okay,
thought.
I was so off. 1812. Okay.
Yeah,
Good grief.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. They bring the nuke and it just explodes.
You know what? I was just thinking of this now, but
Hmm.
I think a lot of reviewers and journalists were very upset that this movie did so well, because you gotta imagine that they had at the ready tons of headlines ready to say Oppenheimer bombs at the box
Oh
office.
yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about that they're sitting there being like, we have to delete all of them now.
Mhm. They just had that sitting in a file, just
Yeah, it
ready
was-
to go.
It was ready to go to every single review website. Oppenheimer bombs. This movie bombs. But you know
a
what?
big bomb? Nolan's massive bomb?
Yeah. So thankful. So in a way, I'm actually kind of grateful that Oppenheimer actually made back its money
Mm-hmm.
to spare the world that horrifying future.
Well, I mean, you can still do it. Like Oppenheimer exploded at the box office.
Yeah, I know.
The
They-
reaction to Oppenheimer's been explosive.
The
so-
reviews write themselves, honestly.
yeah,
I know.
they're
But
there.
I'm just saying. But I think just saying it. Oppenheimer's nuclear bomb. I don't know. It sounds worse
So-
in my head.
Is that a pro then? The fact that it was successful spared us from some of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Spared
think so.
us from hacky titles,
Yes.
hacky review titles, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think we do have to give a pro just for his "I am become death, destroyer of world" lines, because I mean it is a metal line. He knew what he was doing when he said
Yeah,
that.
no, it's a cool line.
But I am
Yeah,
gonna have to
so-
dock him points for bad grammar.
Yeah,
What do
he
you
did
mean?
mess that part up because it's not really I am become death.
Well,
Jules! Apologies to the
translation
audience
and
for
all
the
that.
dog. Yeah. I know people have talked about it, but he must have like thought of that and was sitting on it for a long time. Just
He was
waiting for
in
when
the shower thinking to himself. That was
Yeah.
like he's just sitting there like, okay, when I am asked, I am going to repeat this word. He probably rehearsed it day and night.
Mm-hmm. Because I know there's like, oh, he regretted it, blah 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 blah. But no, still part of him, and I think the movie gets it, like his conflicted nature. But he had to think it was pretty awesome that he was making like the most powerful weapon on the planet. You don't get into that field or that project without that sort of mentality in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at that explosion, I would imagine he's like righteous, totally radical, man. Because we don't know what the reaction was, but I think that
No.
might have been the reaction.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it earlier before we recorded, but I think like when it went off, he wanted to like start walking away from it so he could walk away from the explosion. He kept doing tests and he kept doing it.
It's like, how close can I be to this thing?
Oppenheimer,
like, Oppenheimer.
please.
Yeah, please. You got to be further back. It's like, but I can be a little closer, right?
This is the fifth bomb we nuked just so he can walk away from it, please.
I want you to take a picture. It's got to be just right.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the pictures of that.
One second.
We
Sorry.
have them here as an advertisement on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's walking through the fire and all that.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of YouTube, this is just a side tangent. There's an Oppenheimer x Interstellar emotional version. Can you hear the music x Cornfield Chase? I don't know what that is, but it sounds awesome. I imagine it's probably like kind of shipping Oppenheimer with the big character in Interstellar.
With Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we're gonna like watch it on stream or something because that sounds too good.
Yeah, I'll save that. Go ahead and post that in our chat for later. But
Sorry
yeah,
about that.
that was just an aside while Luke was gone. Let's go with another review. This time from IMDb. We have Benjamin and Skylar Hill. Whatever.
That's the couple account.
Yeah. 9 out of 10
Dear,
stars.
we're gonna make this account together. So
9
bring us closer together.
Only one email address between them.
Yeah. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. Not enough Josh Peck. Oppenheimer is a wonderful,
right.
immaculate film, a beautifully crafted, powerful story chronicling the human impact of its historical event. It's full of character and tension. The only thing keeping it from a 10 out of 10 is that Josh Peck, our beloved God King, only had 4 lines of dialogue in the film.
Oh, well, that's a con.
If they had given him a larger role, expanded his character's backstory, perhaps given him a sex scene, and allowed our master to showcase his unmatched talent and glory, then perhaps Nolan's latest film could have reached its coveted masterpiece status. But as it stands, it's a pretty great film with not enough Josh Peck. So
Yeah, no, I agree with that assessment.
What has Josh Peck been in? I don't know who that is.
You mean besides Drake and Josh?
Oh,
It's literally
okay.
him. It's literally
that
Josh.
makes a lot. That makes a
Oh.
lot of sense.
Yeah. That's why
Okay.
I could be wrong. I bet there's a scene, like his one scene, where he ends up locked in the same chamber as the bomb right before it's about to go off.
Oh yeah, and he asks where the door is.
Yeah, where's the door?
Oppenheimer, where's the door?
He's trapped in there with Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, where's the door?
It's right over there.
I mean, okay,
There's no
so
door.
I think that is one thing we have to cover, the sex scene. How do we feel
Yeah.
about it?
I didn't feel
Um,
anything.
I don't know. I was surprised when I heard about that because it seems so out of place for a movie of this kind. But
I don't know. I mean, that's kind
Yeah.
of weird. Imagine that you're like like a real famous guy. You know, you invent the bomb and whatever. You die. Then later they're like, let's recreate some of your intimate moments with your wife for the whole world.
no,
to view.
he's actually cheating on his wife too, so it's even
Yeah.
worse.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
Oppenheimer was apparently a bit of a playboy.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it seemed. I mean, I think I know why. I've heard reasons why Nolan did it. You know, it's to like. I guess to
He's a
show.
pervert.
Well, yeah, to show that he's a pervert.
To drag his
But
name through the mud.
that he could only really connect. He was connecting with this woman because they're similar and they're both kind of outsiders. So it like was a character development supposedly, or maybe he just wanted to put boobies in the film to help. It was like, this movie is gonna be. It's gonna be very dry and a lot of talking, so we got to throw in some stuff to keep people.
It didn't work because it couldn't keep Logan Paul's attention.
Yeah, I know. If it didn't work on him, you'd think he's the lowest common denominator. But yeah, no, I felt it was a little odd for this kind of movie, but you know,
bombs are dropping, folks, and not just out in the test field, but in the bedroom as well. Ooh. Dunka, dunka, ooga.
We're cutting it awfully close to our self-imposed rating.
Hey, they're the ones that put it in there.
I thought it was odd, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is either don't have it all or just fill it with it. That's my opinion. I think they should have done more.
Maybe it should have just been like comedy. It should have just been that like constant.
Well, the thing is, I think it's like the movie in some ways is kind of non-linear. So I think you see that one scene chopped up into little pieces throughout.
Oh, okay. So they did kind of do what I said.
Yeah. So that's why I think I am almost wondering if they're like, man, we have got to make sure this is interesting. So they just like, they did it that way so they could spread out the interesting parts throughout the rest of the dry parts.
Yeah, you know? Like they're doing the test of the bomb. If like for a few seconds it flashes the sex scene, you can see it's adorable. Just like
that's probably not even a joke, honestly.
What was that? People are just like, well, did we see that?
They're aware of it. It's diegetic.
Yeah.
The court scene or the what do they call it? The testimonial, and it just flashes. What was that?
Honestly, you might actually be able, like, it's the driest movie ever, but it's just briefly like subliminal like
it's like pornography flashes. like in Fight Club when he would like intersplice like lewd scenes into kids' films just because.
Yeah, that's what we're referencing.
Yeah.
It'd be a way to keep the modern viewer's attention. I don't know. I think more documentaries should employ that technique.
No, I think so too. Let's see. So that's a pro. Nolan spliced. I don't know how to summarize it. Nolan spliced in interesting in quotes.
If you watch the film all the way, they give you the timestamps at the end.
Yeah. So, any more reviews?
Yes. Which one's good? Yeah, let's do. We'll do Rainbow Vic.
Okay.
He gave it 10 out of 10 stars.
Ooh.
He says Nolan did not do the thing. Sadly.
What?
So he did the thing.
Yes. It says, I was entertained and amused, but the judgment from the judges who made this film was questionable to say the least. I was promised Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice doing a track, but that never happened. I was promised a heated Oppenheimer remix, but that never happened. I was promised an Albert Einstein did the thing, Kitty Oppenheimer, my woman king, Oppenheimer Jr., you are a genius, and Tatlock Jean, you are all of us. But no, not even Ariana DeBose or Ariana Grande. What is this behavior? Stop licking donuts and men that have no right belonging to you. I was promised Gigi Hadid in the film In Manhattan with Ganja, but Miss Hadweed failed. Not even sure bothered showing up to play a seductive Harry Truman, just desperate for a role as Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors. Somebody lied to me several times, but about what was in this film? I took my grandma, and she agreed that she would rather watch Barbie, and she once threw a whole KFC bargain bucket at Ryan Gosling and told him he had a crimson chin in Crazy Stupid Love. Even Matt Hancock, a history nerd, is at home locked down in the bed with his missus. Cheers, folks. Alexis Michelle is crying again because she had to watch this. Team Barbie, folks. I tell it as it is. If you want a film that is all cat and no mouse, then Barbie is the one. So...
you know what? Do you think the movie would have been improved if all of the cast were instead replaced by modern day rappers and pop singers?
I think it would be, honestly.
That's what I latched onto in that strange, bizarre review.
Yeah, I realized I really should have
will.
like gone deeper into this person's like review history.
I know that was very like Uncle Albert.
Well,
Oscar Albert. Yeah.
Oscar
There's
Albert,
always,
yeah.
but there's always a point with Oscar Albert. This was just like
Nonsense.
vomit.
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
those like AI videos where it'll be like an AI animated character talking and just saying the most bizarre stuff? Like in
What do you-
Ohio,
You think this was an AI?
that's what it feels like. It feels like one of those videos, which is nonsense.
Now the AI are writing user reviews.
But this person apparently was Team Barbie. So this just feels like a hit piece.
But he
I
gave
mean,
it 10
kind of-
stars.
Yeah, he gave
Oh.
it 10 stars.
Well, that's weird.
I don't know. I just like
Down to the Crimson Chin.
Because they said that they were Team Barbie.
Yes, but they gave, like I said, they
That Barbie
gave it
was
10
all
stars.
cat and no mouse.
what? Yeah, what does that mean? Do we
don't
understand? Do we
know.
know what that means? All
It,
cat,
it
no
feels
mouse?
like he was trying to say all killer and no filler, but said
All
it in
cat.
a bizarre way.
I mean, I can see like a thing with the cat, but I don't get the mouse.
I don't either. He's coining new phrases here.
Isn't that what AI does? It coins like
I
new
know.
phrases.
That's what I'm saying. This is adding fuel to my my theory. I swear, I will never understand how some of these reviews
I
happen.
do think that in the movie it was poor taste to use Gangnam Style, but nobody ever brought
Yeah.
that up. But
It was
I
just too
didn't agree.
perfect with the op
Yeah,
Oppenheimer Oppum style. It's just it had to be done. His hands were tied. It'd be like not having the Barbie girl song in Barbie.
was that actually in? Just a side tangent. Was that actually in?
In a way, it was.
they
I think
didn't
it
do
was like.
directly?
I think it was like a remix.
Oh.
So it's like a worse version. Because that's what he was talking about, like the Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj. I think they did their take on it, where it's
Oh, okay. So that's where that
Oh.
comes from.
yeah.
He
That's
was-
why
he
I
was
thought he
getting
was doing a
confused.
bit where he just confused Barbie with Oppenheimer, but then it just like went off the rails.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think it's kind of a con that we didn't have Cher. How do you say her name?
Share,
Cher.
Share.
Okay.
share.
Cher
Sonny and Cher?
play Harry Truman. Like, I mean, come on. The casting was there, and they missed it.
Yeah, she could have
I
asked,
think-
"Do you believe in life after the bomb?" That's a joke for, I guess, anyone who knows that song.
Yeah, I mean, our parents.
Yeah, that's a joke for our parents, I guess.
So,
That was
Share
a
as
miscasting opportunity.
Share as Harry Truman was a miss. Yeah, like he said, just a missed opportunity.
yeah.
Would have been powerful, forward thinking.
Is that a con? No share?
Yeah.
No Share
yeah.
as Truman.
Oh my goodness.
Stop whining, you baby. He slaps him. Like I said, I think the movie would have been improved if they replaced most of the cast with modern day rappers and pop singers.
Well, I think they should have
Nicki-
just like
Nicki
dubbed the
Minaj
actors
is
they
Albert
did have.
Einstein.
Wait, hold
You
on.
know?
Yeah.
I said
Nicki
Nicki.
Minaj.
Yeah, hat blows off as Nicki Minaj.
Why not? Let's give it like the Hamilton treatment.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
She has the mustache though.
Does she?
No, she's wearing a fake one, but it'll just be
yeah.
her. But she'll have the Albert Einstein mustache. That's as close as they'll get.
Yeah, you have to have the mustache. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I haven't seen Nicki Minaj, a picture of recent Nicki Minaj, but I feel like if you just, put gray in her hair, she'd probably her hair would look a bit like Albert Einstein. So
yeah, sure, yes. This is such a weird bit.
it's like
in
Albert
Hollywood.
Einstein, he had dreadlocks, didn't he?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Dreads.
Can you imagine?
Dreads. He wore like
Yeah.
a tutu that looks like candy. I don't know what she wears. This pink leather. I don't know.
Everything is the same in this movie, but Albert Einstein is dressed like a weirdo.
Can you imagine like the reviews? Like it was great, but who was that strange character that Oppenheimer met near the lake? He's like a fantasy character.
Oh man.
Radiation was frying everyone's brains.
See, Nolan did a good job, but he could have had like a serious hit. He could have had like
Yeah.
Avatar,
He,
Avengers Endgame size
He-
hit
he
if
would
he just
have
listened to us.
yeah, he would have had all of America in the theaters.
Yeah. In the theaters asking what in the world is going on. Stumbling out in pure confusion.
It's like there's bombs going everywhere. There was Hitler, the talking dog, and then there was Albert Einstein like a tutu. What was going on?
The perfect movie.
And then Nolan just lies about it. He's like, what are you talking about? It was completely normal.
He just gaslights
Yeah.
everyone. I don't know. Like, why has no director ever done that? It's like, no, it was a perfectly normal movie. I know what you're talking about.
It's like the Paul Rudd Mac and Me bit from Conan.
Yeah.
Like
I was trying to focus, but I kept getting distracted by the cuts of porn in between everything.
I think if a director has a bomb, he should just pretend it is not a bomb. You know, it's like, I mean, a literal bomb. I mean, not a literal bomb. If the movie does,
a bomb?
if
Or
the
a
movie does
literal
poorly,
bomb?
a literal bomb in the sense that the movie did poorly. I just realized.
Can you
that
imagine
this is the
a
one
direct-
movie I couldn't say that about.
a director going into an interview and he's like, "I've got a bomb," you know.
It better be good reviews. If my movie bombs, so do you.
Well, that's what the director of the Catwoman movie was doing. He just come in screaming that so he wouldn't have to do the interview. I've got a bomb. No, seriously, it's doing horribly at the box office. Oh my goodness. I feel like I've just evolved to the nonsense. This is what these late night records do to me. I just get like loopy.
I think this review will get us back on track.
Okay.
It's by Do Not Come to the Sea, and then it just ... and trails off. I don't know what the full title is,
That's
or
your
if there
name?
even was one.
Oh, that's the title.
Or no, it's the username. I don't know what their username fully is. It's just Do Not Come to the and then CI. So, gave it 6 out of 10. Facepalm, convoluted, overscored, too long to its detriment, and didn't live up to the hype. Facepalm emoji again. It says, it just didn't live up to the hype. It was okay, though. Quick side note 1. Who else noticed Cillian Murphy's face in the underground place when he looked at the guy, and Cillian Murphy's cheekbones and crazed eyes were disturbing as H? Was Cillian Murphy really the Grim Reaper? So we got...
Yes, he was channeling it in that scene.
We got a theory that Cillian Murphy's the Grim Reaper. What do you guys think?
I mean, I buy it.
This is getting more and more fantastical.
Yeah, but it makes sense. He's very pale, gaunt, has high cheekbones, and he's got those like just dazzling blue eyes that seem otherworldly. I don't know. I believe it.
Maybe he was secretly goring.
Goring what?
Yeah,
From Hitler's cabinet?
Yeah, like I said, he was the main bad guy in this film. It's like he's undercover. He comes in at the...
As Oppenheimer?
Oh, I
Cillian Murphy plays Oppenheimer.
Oh, that's right. That's
Who
the
was
twist.
Luke saying he played?
That was a twist.
Luke didn't know who Cillian Murphy was. I think was the
Nope,
problem.
I don't know who any of these actors are.
He's the guy that played like Scarecrow in the Batman Beyond and
You
Dark
know
Knight
what?
movies and
I
stuff.
thought he looked familiar.
Yeah, so Luke inadvertently thought that the Goring came undercover as Oppenheimer. Well, that would just completely throw off the whole Hitler plot line.
Yeah, I think we should. I was born of my confusion over actors because I'm
just fascinated by Hitler now trying to sabotage his own cabinet member.
Well, it's kind of like, they don't know. They're deep undercover, or they both don't know, and they're just.
It's a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he would make a good Grim Reaper. He's got the perfect face for just staring straight into the camera and looking depressed and overwhelmed. It's like he was born for this role.
Yeah, I mean he does. He just straight up looks like the guy. In fact, are we not certain that Oppenheimer never died? Possibly that he just came back so he could play himself.
So the radiation action.
Yeah, gave him superpowers.
Yeah, no.
He did say that he had become death, so he
Yeah.
was,
That's true.
It ties
Grim
in Grim
Reaper?
Reaper. Right?
he,
He was being literal.
he was
Wow.
foreshadowing. They were like, "Oh, Oppenheimer, that's a funny quote," and then later he just wanders the earth.
Yeah, he looks into the camera and you can see his skeletal cheekbones or whatever, crazed eyes and cheekbones.
I swear, the fourth dimensional like Mobius strip of humor that we pursue in this podcast. I don't want to explain the joke, but just how we got to that. It's just so bizarre. The journey we had to go on to get there.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
Now, I did have one more review, but it's less a review and more of a game I want to play with you guys. If you guys
Okay.
are up for it. Because he did review Oppenheimer.
I want to play a game.
This is by J Badillo-86834. And his Oppenheimer review, it'll be confusing, but I'll explain it. He says 10 out of 10, masterpiece. And then he has a list.
Okay.
1, an absolute stinker of a film with no redeeming features. It's unlikely that any film will receive this score. 2,
Okay.
not great at all, amongst the worst films ever made. 3, I won't be back and I'm less than pleased. I've just spent time watching this. 4, very poor effort, struggled through. 5, mediocre, nothing special at all, but not completely unbearable. 6, tries hard, on its way to worthwhile. 7, solid viewing, can't complain, would recommend. 8, cracking, enjoyed immensely, but it takes a lot to get 9. 9, it takes a lot to get 9. 10, an absolute banger of a film, couldn't be better. It's unlikely that any film will receive this score.
Wait, what? There was 2. It takes a lot to get 9.
Well, that's because 8 was he enjoyed it immensely, but it takes a lot to get a 9. So that's
Okay.
why it's an 8.
What was
not a
9?
9 is it takes a lot to get a 9.
Okay, I see.
It's
I'm so
self-referential.
confused for a second.
What this is, and I said it would confuse you. It's a scale, basically.
Yeah, it's their
Depending on
personal
what he
scale.
rates it is how you should take the review, basically. So Oppenheimer was a 10 out of 10, an absolute banger of a film.
Wow.
Couldn't be better. It's unlikely that any film will receive the score. So I wanted to play a game that I want you to guess the score based on the movie, basically.
Okay. So are we going to guess other movies he's reviewed?
Yes, that's the game. All right,
Okay,
so
I like this.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I want to say he gave it an 8.
I was thinking that too. Thinking 8.
You were close. He gave it a 10 out of 10. So it's an absolute banger of film. Couldn't be better. It's unlikely that any film
Wait
received
a
this.
minute.
I think I see where this is going.
I know where this is going. But let's see the next one.
Joker.
10.
Okay, I think it's 10. I'm going to say a 7.
Well, Luke was right. It's a 10 out of 10. An absolute banger of film. Could be better.
I knew it.
It's unlikely that any film received the score.
I was just trying to maintain the facade. Okay.
Yeah,
No
so
point.
I mean, he's got good movie choices. It's just all of them are 10. So his whole
We're not-
rating scale that he wrote out is a just complete lie.
Yeah, there's no point. Is that literally every movie he's ever seen, or is there some?
No, I mean he's watched Moon, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I've seen that.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy, Logan, Trainspotting, Taxi Driver, Reservoir Dogs, Come and See, Joker, Aliens, Schindler's List, The Dark Knight, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Her, Call Me by Your Name, V for Vendetta, Deadpool, The Avengers, Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home, The Social Network. Those are all the movies he's done. They're all apparently 10 out of 10s. And it's unlikely that any of them would have received that score.
That's too funny. He goes to the trouble of making that whole list.
know.
And then he only reviews movies he finds to be 10 out of 10. Or he literally just likes everything that much. It must be great to be that guy. Every movie is like sheer bliss and ecstasy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault his movie choices in general, though. I mean, they are most of them
they're
are
legitimately
fairly
good choices. Yeah,
But like the fact that you would spend your time to make a rating scale and then just toss it all out, you're just gonna give everything 10 out of 10 was the funniest thing to me when I read it, because the review confused me when I first read it. And I'm like, oh, it's a review score. And I see what else he's done, and then that's when I found the truth.
Who are these people? I swear, user movie reviews just draw the weirdest people imaginable.
That guy's a movie Chad. He just likes everything. Like, yes, good movie, 10.
So 25 movies. It was unlikely that any of them would receive a 10 out of 10, but they all did. So I don't know what that says about the reviewer
Wow.
or if that says about the movies.
Like, just good movies. It's like the Virgin has varying tastes. Chad 10 out of 10 review.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That is too funny. I
I
swear.
like to imagine that in another life, I was a movie user review.
Well, you are. You're doing it right now.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm saying like writing out the reviews on these like websites.
Yeah.
I mean, Deep Cut, you technically did in one episode. That was a review by Luke, so that had to be you.
That was you from another universe.
There's no one else named Luke in the world.
No,
But-
no, it's a rare name.
One thing I didn't check was Rainbow Vic, who was the one who had that insane review. So he might become a reoccurring character depending on.
I can't believe Oscar Albert did not review this film.
I know this is right
'Cause
up
he has
his
a
alley.
vendetta against the Japanese. You think this would be perfect?
Yeah,
But
but you don't
he's-
see it.
No.
He's
Yeah,
so.
but I mean they reference it, but yeah.
No,
As
but
far
you
as I
don't
know, I
see it.
found 3 Oscar Albert accounts. None of them have done it. He has done The Flash, which we will probably do eventually.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
we gotta do
Kind of
the
a-
Flash.
but,
Great. Talk about like a nuclear disaster. It's Ezra Miller. I just drop him into a combat zone and let him go wild. He almost
So-
like sunk Hawaii into the sea.
he's stuck reviewing Popeye episodes individually. So
Oscar Albert loves Popeye. Is he
Loves
still
it.
doing that after all this time?
yeah,
He's
and
on
other
quest.
old cartoons. But
He's gonna review every episode of Popeye.
he
ever
reviews
made.
the individual episodes of cartoons. I didn't even know you could really do that. I mean,
Sure.
obviously you can, but like
Yeah.
he's probably the only person insane enough to bother to do it.
He has a lot of free
he's got
time.
good taste. Like I said, he's got good taste. Popeye is a great cartoon.
We have to send him another typewriter so he can
Yeah.
finish the Popeye reviews.
But yeah, I guess that kind of sums up our conversation on Oppenheimer. To me, it seems like it's a decent movie, but it's a little too long.
And a lot
And
of
this-
missed opportunities. Right?
Yeah. Like it's a perfectly serviceable biopic with some interesting flourishes, but not enough explosions.
Not
And
enough
a talking
wackiness.
dog.
Would you call it Oppenbormer?
I would
That
call
was
it something
awful.
more clever, but
Well, that was thanks to Dweston 38669. So
okay,
give him
well,
credit.
don't quit your day job. Yeah, so I'm interested to see it eventually, but
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a lot to be, and we have to be. There's a lot to be thankful for Oppenheimer, because if he didn't invent the bomb and we didn't nuke the Japanese, then there wouldn't be any Fallout games. So
yeah, no Fallout.
big round of applause for Mr. Oppenheimer.
I mean,
there.
there's an argument to be made there wouldn't be anime, you know.
Yeah, you're right. there
So-
wouldn't probably
so
wouldn't
it's
be
like
anime.
you have on one hand, nuclear warfare could destroy the planet, but you know, we get to watch Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah,
It did also create a lot of cool songs, like, Atom Bomb Baby, I Love You So,
yeah, no. I think in the grand scheme of things, it was all worth it.
It was
Fallout
worth
is
it.
Fallout.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that it got dropped on feel the same way.
They knew what they're getting into.
Right. Oh boy. Okay, so I know we have to give our reviews, but did we want to go into some of the blockbusters first, or do we want to do that afterwards?
Let's go ahead and finish up with Oppenheimer, and then we can jump into the other thing.
Okay.
Call them O, become Op, become Oop.
I
Oppenheimer
honestly
was
forgot we
OP.
gave number reviews on this show.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a good joke.
reviews.
Oppenheimer was OP. He created the most powerful weapon.
Yep.
We didn't nerf him.
I think the most powerful weapon would be a death laser from space, but that's just me.
It would be if we could ever get that technology to work, but
Who says that we don't have it already?
Well, actually, what's more powerful is you just drop a giant metal cylinder from space and just let
Oh yeah,
gravity.
rods of
That's-
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the most powerful.
I think you might actually just ruin the whole planet. So,
Yeah, you would.
for yourself as well.
It'd be terrible, but there's no fallout, so it's actually
Yeah, no fallout.
superior. Yeah.
Oh yeah, except all the stuff that's going to get kicked up into the atmosphere.
Oh
No
yeah.
fallout
that's
at all.
That's not good, but it's not radiation. I don't know. I think it's got promise. So I look forward to seeing what it can do. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the stuff. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and read our.
There's no pro cons this time around, but we got cons and pros. So I'll start with the cons. The movie needs more explosions. It's very long. It's 8 hours long, and it made Logan Paul upset. It needed a better villain, like college Hitler, even though Hitler's technically the villain in the Japanese
On-screen
but,
presence.
Yeah. Oh, it needs a talking dog. I didn't complete the G, so I was like talking day. I didn't know what that meant, but talking dog. We need that. Josh Peck was in a small role. He needed a bigger role, and we didn't have Cher as Truman. Oh my goodness!
Missed
Okay.
opportunity.
Mm-hmm. The pros. We were spared from hacky reviewer titles like Oppenheimer was a massive bomb. I am become death is a line that slaps. So we're just giving props to Oppenheimer. On that one. I don't know what we gave to the movie.
It's his movie, so you know.
That's true. I guess.
Any good things about this movie technically go to the man.
Yeah. And finally, Nolan spliced in interesting footage to keep people's attention as best he could.
Man's a genius, all right?
Mm-hmm. That's what
I knew
never
what
misses.
like.
Yep.
Except in Interstellar, where he missed a lot, but never missed.
That's a controversial. People love that movie. We can't just say that on the podcast without.
People pretend
all
to
right.
like that movie.
Well, you can come back to me when you explain freaking behind the bookcase and all that. So
It's love, Jake. Love.
yeah,
Jake.
thanks.
Love
Yeah,
is most powerful.
Only Christopher Nolan can do a hokey ending.
That's
like
what
that,
it kills me. Like the
and
movie.
be like, oh, he's a genius.
I know. That's what kills me. It's like it's got this great like sci-fi plot, and it's got like, oh, we're going to these planets, and we're on the planet for like 7 minutes, but it's like 7 years, or maybe it's like 7 years. I can't remember, but it's like they got the whole time dilation thing. But then it's like, oh, love was the most powerful force in the world. It's like, oh my goodness, I don't know, it's just too much.
I wonder if he added that in Oppenheimer, or like the bomb wasn't working, but love made it work.
Made the bomb powerful.
Yeah, that's why he had to put it in the sex scene. I just realized.
Yeah, the bomb is powered by love.
A love of destruction. Didn't specify what kind of love, just love.
So he wasn't cheating on his wife. He had to have a lot of sex to make the bomb work. It was powered by
it was love. We figured it out.
I know people love Interstellar. I love about 80% of Interstellar, and then it just gets too hokey for me. I'm sorry. Please don't throw rocks and pitchforks at us.
Yeah,
that's just
haven't
my
already
opinion.
come after us for college Hitler.
Yeah,
You know what?
Yeah, well, get in line. People who are mad at us about that could get on their own queue.
You know what? Okay. You know what you should say to those people, Billy? You should say you need to have more love.
Yeah.
And go behind a bookcase, but that's a separate thing.
Bookcase.
Yes, become a bookcase ghost because of love. Okay, so you guys have a review for Oppenheimer?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity.
Like I said, a lot of talking.
You know.
Who goes to a movie they hear talking?
I know.
Turn on the radio if you want to do that.
Yeah.
I think I just feel like I said, a lot of missed opportunities. I liked some of the I did like the love angle that he did use, and all that we just
Is that
discussed.
a pro now?
Yeah, that's a pro
he
now.
He just loved to make the bomb.
But a movie that's like, and we've already discussed this, like with some of our previous reviews with like movies that literally went on for like ever or years. That
Yeah.
you can't make a 20-hour movie and expect people to watch all of it. It just doesn't make
No.
any sense.
That's only fair.
So I think I'm gonna give it.
Is this movie now 20 hours?
That's all the extra stuff. 12 hours of it is just college Hitler waxing poetically about how he wishes he could make a big bomb but failed.
It's tragic.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it a 57%. That feels right. It's a little above average, but a lot of it does bring it down quite a bit.
I like to think that it's long because Oppenheimer has a drum solo.
What? They just threw it in the middle?
Yeah, like I said, it's like super long, 20 hours. So they're just cutting it out. So they have all this random stuff, and then you have like Oppenheimer with the drum solo on the bomb. He's trying to make it explode.
He's pounding on a bunch of bombs.
Yeah,
everyone's really nervous. Like, stop doing that.
If you translate it to like out of 10, then it's an 8 out of 10, as we've discovered.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to give it a 70. Because, like, I think anytime I would get bored, some of the spliced footage would keep my attention. And not just the lewd stuff, but also, like, he's probably got, like, jangling keys. Like the drum solo Luke was talking about probably cuts to that.
He's just throwing everything at the wall to try and get people to sit in their seats and watch his film.
He's spliced in like Family Guy episodes and like Subway Surfers.
Entire episode of Naruto for some reason.
Yeah, so I mean, it's got everything for everyone. So I think it had a few missteps, but I got to give it a 70 at the end of the day.
Then he has Oppenheimer playing alongside Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer boring. I'm going to watch Oppenheimer.
Would that be a 2 out of 5? I think, right? If you convert it. If you convert that to
it's possible. Are we doing that now? We're converting everything to stars like that one guy.
That was a joke. Yeah.
You know,
a new rating system.
I have a review.
Yes.
Very few films are probably going to get it. But it's very enjoyable. It's going to be a 10 out of 10. Very rare that I had that score out, but it's 10 out of 10.
And if you converted that to a percent, what would you get, Luke?
100%.
Okay.
Like I said, it's very rare that film
it's very rare.
That a film would get a perfect 100, but that Oppenheimer's one of those, along with Guardians of the Galaxy, Reservoir Dogs.
And you're a hard critic. You only give 10 out of 10 to like The Room and The Incredible Bulk and Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. So
I have I'm impressed. I have my own little grading scale for each 1%. I just use 100. It's very thought out. I just use 100.
All right, so 170 and 57. It's quite a disparity. Yep.
All right, let's doing the calculations now. Ooh, this is a hard one. 75.6 repeating.
Oh, demonic repeating.
Normally 3 repeating. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's rare that we get a.
Yeah.
You're either going to get 0.6 or 0.3.
All right, so I guess we'll look at what the critics gave it.
Yes.
All right, so the critics gave Oppenheimer a 93%.
Ooh.
And the audience gave it a 91%. So there's a lot of consensus on this movie. It's rare they're that close. Critics say Oppenheimer marks another engrossing achievement for Christopher Nolan that benefits from Murphy's tour de force performance and stunning visuals and his big face and bright blue eyes.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, it benefits from Eddie Murphy's tour de force performance.
Eddie Murphy? Wow, I didn't know he was in this.
He gets swapped halfway through.
Stay up late, tell a man these stories. In the morning, I make it a nuke. And the audience says, Oppenheimer is an intelligent movie about an important topic that's never less than powerfully acted and incredibly entertaining. Of course, did you guys hear that Rotten Tomatoes, it was exposed that movies do pay for reviews?
Yeah.
So, like, Yeah, like all. I mean, we knew that obviously, but it's like,
No.
what a shocking
what are you talking
surprise,
about, Billy?
yeah, it's all completely.
Oh no, the fantasy world has been destroyed. My
No, I know.
innocence has been rent asunder.
Yeah, like I mean, I was not surprised, but I was surprised it got revealed. But of course, it's all a business.
It's just good business.
I think I was
business.
I was more disgusted by the fact that they were just taking $50. I would have charged more.
That's all they took. Wow.
I want to say it was some. I want to
all of them. They only got a revenue of $50.
Well, I'm thinking like $50 per like good review, but I mean, I would have charged more. You know,
I like my if I'm gonna sell my soul, I'm gonna get at least like a couple of K for that.
Yeah, I know. Tell Disney's like, oh, you want your Miss Marvel film to do better? I'm gonna have $5,000.
Yeah. I know it's just a lot of malarkey. All right.
Depressed. Oh.
Now we got Oppenheimer out of the way and done.
Yep. Now we can talk about some of the blockbusters that came out this year. And I kept going back and forth on it. If we want to discuss Barbie at all.
No, let's
I don't want to wade into that cultural war, quote unquote. But the movie, it fascinates me so. It's such a bizarre film in many regards. That's why I kept feeling conflicted about it.
I feel like if we want to, maybe we could do an episode on it. Just
or at least
maybe a little bit later.
It's just the plot is so bizarre, and the way that it, in some regards, conflicts with the message they're trying to share is just funny to me. So yeah, there's been Barbie, which has done very well. Indiana Jones, which did terribly, because it just feels like I don't even know why they did it. It was such a lost cause.
I mean,
they had Phoebe Waller in it. It was doomed from the start.
Well, after Star Wars, like, what did they kind of expect? I mean, it's kind of in the same vein that you really didn't need to come back to this. I don't, Harrison Ford was probably not happy to come back.
It's weird because it's almost like Indiana Jones is the one IP he actually cares about in some capacity.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It's like,
but I don't know. It's hard to tell with him.
It just seems so pointless to bring this back, basically.
Yeah,
I can't get a beat on Harrison Ford. I feel like he just hates everything.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the same, like, it doesn't mean the same thing to him. It was a job to him.
Yeah, I realized that. You know what? I actually predicted Han Solo dying in The Force Awakens simply because I knew Harrison Ford was fed up with Star Wars. Like, this is his chance to get out, so he's probably gonna die in this film. And that was right. I was like, yep.
I mean, it was a good bet. But yeah, just like it's something they keep doing. They just brought him back to make it depressing. Where he's just old and washed up.
Because he's an old man. Let him rest.
Like they didn't even like give him like a hero send off. Really, he's just kind of sad and pathetic. And Shia LaBeouf's character died in between movies in the Vietnam
Shia
War.
LaBeouf.
Yeah, they killed Shia. They're like, we don't want him coming back.
I can't believe
but
it.
I like Shia. I like him, and I even liked him as mutt. I don't hate
I don't know. They could have like recasted him. Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, well, they did not want to. And Shia LaBeouf's kind of problematic, and
that's what I mean. Just recast him as an older person.
The man is unfortunately a bit insane. I mean,
he had a bad childhood, but like I don't hate Crystal Skull as much as most people do. I find it perfectly watchable. I mean, it's not nearly as good as the first three, but
is the reason why you like it so much is that at the end, Indy doesn't speak to Mutt through a bookcase to his love.
Well, that definitely helps. But it's like, just call it there. I mean, Harrison Ford is literally 80 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, God love him, but it's time to, and I'm just making fun of him. He's old. We all get old, but it's like, he doesn't need to be Indiana Jones. He had a good run. He had some great movies. Let's just leave the IP alone. And it's just, they doing that thing where it's like a backdoor pilot. Like the episode of Star Trek where they tried to do like Gary 7. It's like, don't do that. Don't try to bring in Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Indiana Jonah. Well, Indiana already sounds like a girl's name, so it would work. But don't try to do that in the movie.
If they want to do Indiana Jones, they could do like a heavily stylized animated movie.
Yeah, and just Harrison Ford could do the voice,
or have someone who sounds like.
But Just
Or
get
get an
AI to
AI.
do the voice. Yeah. So it's just like it was a lost cause that they spent so much money on it, and then just to make it like just to like tear down his hero status. It's kind of like what they did with Luke. It's like, what are we doing? What is the point of this?
Yeah. My thing is, you have a world that's perfectly serviceable and usable. Just throw your own original character into it. Basically, it's fan fiction.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe the new main character sees Harrison Ford old off in the distance, and they wave, and that's about all the interaction they have
Yeah.
as he walks off into the sunset. I mean, again, you
Yeah.
have these worlds. Create some more characters in them.
That would be
do stuff.
That's a good idea, Jay. I think that every episode or scene there should just be Harrison Ford off in the distance.
Every movie, he just waves.
You'll see him periodically.
Action scene.
He'll
Harrison
be
Ford's in the background just
He's
waving.
a split second waving,
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things that just boggles the mind.
What else?
Next was the next Mission Impossible movie, which I'm excited to see. I don't have much to say about it because I love those movies, and I want to see this one. I just haven't gotten around to seeing it. To me, Tom Cruise is keeping the spirit of the traditional blockbuster alive, and I'm here for it. And he's
like a Viking warrior, he wants to die on set.
Yes, well, he's trying to get out of Scientology, and he knows the only way he can get out is by killing himself in a movie, which is why he does all these like practical stunts. But you know what? We get to benefit from it, so keep doing it, Tom. The dude's like 60, but he still looks. I mean, you can see his age is catching up with him, but he still looks great, and he's still pretty, fit. Oh yeah, and the next one. This one has been an interesting phenomenon. Elemental.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
which
that one
I forgot that existed until now.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, which I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wasn't like super into it because it just seemed like they came up with like I feel like that's the idea that like every kid comes up with at some point. Like, oh, it's a boy and girl and they're made of opposing elements. There was a Flash game. It just seems so basic, but it's probably perfectly charming. But everybody was like going on and on about how it's like this massive bomb and it's like killing Pixar and it's like gone on to be like this smash hit. I think it's been like a secret
made
grower.
a lot of money.
By the time everybody got done talking with it, it like made millions of dollars. So I don't know. That movie was like the little movie that could, and I'm interested. I would watch it. I feel like Pixar needs to. I don't know. They need to mix things up a bit.
I don't know. I've seen that. I mean, if they're gonna play it straight, because I've seen that same story over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if it's kind of more of a traditional like rom-com. That could be interesting. But Pixar's whole thing is we take two characters that are opposing in like physicality and ideology, and we send them on a quest. Which, I mean, it's just good. It's good fodder for a movie, but it's like, come on, we need to do some different narratives.
I think Elemental would benefit better if at the end Wei just gets fed up with her parents, so he sits at dinner with them. He just kills them by spraying them with like water.
He just falls on them. Yeah.
He just gets fed up. He just kills them right then and there.
He's an active shooter, and it's just like a water gun. But it still kills him.
It's his existence.
But yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Did we ever cover how they like actually can interact? I don't remember if that was ever covered. Like, because they are diametrically opposed. Like, I don't even know how.
They do kill each other.
Yeah, I don't know if they address that or because like I don't know if they do this. What I thought was going to happen is like they think they're diametrically opposed, but like together they realize they make steam and they have like steam offspring, and it's like, oh, how the elements can mix and make something new. I don't know. They may do that, but yeah, you think if they did, they got a little too intimate that they would either kill each other or he would kill her, or
Yeah, but honestly, Bill, you got a great fan fiction idea, so I will be expecting you to write that out. Your Elemental fan fiction.
Oh, you know what?
The Steam Children mix with fan art.
What details, Billy? Details.
Okay. I have my task, but you can go really tragic, and they mate or whatever, but it kills both of them and makes a new entity out of steam, replaces them.
Yeah, they would totally do that.
Yeah. Oh, that could be in my fan fiction. It's a dark romance, a dark tragic romance. Then I got a couple more. We can just kind of speed through them. But Gran Turismo, which I'm like, I don't know where this movie came from, but it's an adaptation
What?
of the video. Yeah, it's a Gran Turismo movie, and the shocker is I've heard it's actually pretty good. The car game, where you just drive cars.
Yeah, they did that a while back with Need for Speed back when that was about racing.
Yeah.
Maybe they've realized, hey, we could actually just make a normal car racing show, and it would be probably pretty interesting because the stakes are already there inside a race. That's why people watch NASCAR. It's just you can make it more interesting because it's a movie.
Yeah, no, I think it's what they did, and I think the wrinkle is, it's like they took a kid who played the game or was like a gamer and like putting him. I can't tell if it's actual racing or if it's they kind of race it like remotely. So they do have some kind of video game element to it, I believe. So I don't know.
I mean, that is honestly just an awesome idea of like you're up in like the stands and you have to drive a real car around the course using controllers. They do have that, for like stunts, and turning that into an actual sport or just again in this movie is actually it's just a cool idea actually.
Yeah, no, so I'm interested in seeing it eventually. Then we have the new TMNT Mutant Mayhem. I don't know if it's me. For some reason, I have just had no interest in seeing this movie, and I can't totally put my finger on it. I don't know if I'm tired of TMNT at this point.
Maybe.
I don't know. There's just something.
I mean, you have to respect the stylization that they've gone for.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's interesting, but it's also like hideous, and not in a good way. Everything looks disgusting. And not like cool disgusting, just like everything just looks weird.
Everything looks sloppy.
Yeah, looking at pictures, I do take it back just a little bit. They do look off. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like if you grow up with a certain rendition, at a certain point you're just like.
I grew up with multiple renditions. They all
I know we did. I don't know. I just.
You know what? You know what? I'm sick and tired.
What?
Do the Mirage comic.
Yeah.
But I don't. TMNT is too kidified now.
Yeah,
so you couldn't do that because you couldn't. It'd be like a PG or R rated.
Well, I think it's just that thing. I am burned out on like, they look insane. I mean, they look better in the.
Yeah, I mean, this is just more like a concept art.
Yeah,
Mikey
it's like the one word they were designing.
I said Mikey has suffered in this concept art. I know.
Yeah, someone hit him very hard over the head.
I know Leonardo looks like he's been punched in the face.
It just looks like they're the one word they were governing all their designs by was like derp, and like deformity. I don't know.
Which I feel like it's pretty accurate if you dumped a bunch of radioactive goo on a turtle.
Yeah, no, that is true. That's a fair point. But I think I'm just tired of like these old franchises. Like I've seen them, the permutations over and over and over. It's like, okay, I can't build up the enthusiasm to get excited anymore. I need something new at this point. I have been rewatching and watching these franchises my entire life. Literally, please free me. I guess I freed myself.
There is no escape.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it at some point. I don't know. I have not been interested in it, to be honest. But then next, Blue Beetle, the superhero.
That one. I wasn't.
Sorry, Blue Beetle, you missed the bus.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just gonna be like another Shazam, and like Shazam was okay, but I was not impressed with that movie. And Blue Beetle's just probably be about the same.
It's another origin story. I can't do another origin story. I watched 15 of them during the initial run of Marvel. I can't do another one. And it just really put a bad taste in my mouth with that whole Batman is a fascist line in the trailer. I was like, I don't know.
But it's just like DC is bottom of the barrel. In terms of
I heard the movie's okay, like compared to other DC.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
It's fine, but like I said, it missed the buzz.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm totally with you. I just can't.
DC has been trying to play movie hero catch up, and even Marvel at this point is trying to play movie hero catch up to a certain degree. So I think the age of heroes is over.
Yeah, the age of man is gone. Yeah.
I said that,
No,
but there's going to be some revival you just watch. Just because
Yeah.
I said that.
I wonder what's going to replace the superhero era, because I'm not really seeing anything.
I don't know. Can we please go back to westerns? I would like some more westerns.
Nope, Billy.
No, they can't do them right probably nowadays, but
No, they can't.
That would be interesting to see it. Yeah, and then finally, Strays, which I guess that came out.
Strays?
Yeah,
What?
it's yet another one of those, like, what if we took a cute concept and then the cute animals or whatever swore? It's an
Oh, okay.
R-rated Will Ferrell movie where he voices a dog.
So
it's
okay.
Kind of
Oh,
like Homeward Bound or whatever. But what
yeah,
if
that's
they
what they're trying
swore
to do.
and they were crude and crass? And it's like,
You know what? I think
Oh,
that's
good.
how that pitch menu. I think how that pitch meeting went was like, what if we had dogs, but they swore?
yeah,
Print it.
and I literally have no patience for that. It's like back to food fight. What's the
Sausage party.
Sausage party? Yes, thank you. I was just like, this is nothing. This is not a movie. This is an idea that you say to your friends while you're stoned, which is probably what happened. Is like this is not a thing. This is not a concept.
I mean, it'll never be because like Will Ferrell and all these comedians are involved, and
Yeah.
for some reason, even though like literally everyone on Earth at this point, or sorry, let me rephrase that. Literally everyone in America just swears like a sailor. Somehow, swearing is now supposed to be comedy, and it's like, what is this?
It's like it's not novel anymore. It's literally everyone talks.
Yes. And the other thing is I feel like in terms of, we've talked about it before with animation, but even a concept like talking animals, there are more adult and dark themes you could do with a movie like this to make something cool, not funny, which is why this doesn't work with the cast, and so it would never get made. But I'm just saying,
if it's animated in any regard, it has to be a comedy.
Yeah.
And that's why America is like leagues behind, like Japan, for instance.
We are ahead of China, though. just as in terms of animation, we are ahead of China.
The problem is China wants to be us. I think they're starting to find their own way, but they wanted a piece of that Hollywood pie, and it didn't work out that well with like the Great Wall and the Meg. Which I wish the Meg was better than it was, because I love the Megalodon. But yeah,
well,
I'm hoping
more
they'll find their way.
Like just their animated stuff. Like
they're
yeah. Didn't we run across one of theirs when we were like trying to find something to watch on Hulu, and we were confused by it?
No, I deliberately showed it to you guys too, because I was honestly this is just our creative process. I do want to make a separate show, kind of like not your brony, about this, that we go and watch an episode of like these Chinese animated shows, because they are incredible. But
yeah, I mean they are getting better, and like especially in 2D animation though, like every country is like eating our lunch.
Yeah,
like we don't even do it anymore.
But back to Strays. Yeah, I feel like dogs trying to survive or like get to a better situation while they're living out in the harsh reality of life is a cool concept for a movie. Again,
no, like there's an old animated film, I think it was like French, which is like about stray cats, and it's basically like a crime noir with cats. It's like, why can't we do something like that? Let's go with more interesting genre pieces.
The French also have good animation.
Dark comedy would be absolutely perfect, because like the dogs themselves don't really like process the harshness of life the same way, and so that is a cool bent that like terrible things happen, but these dogs are just completely unfazed, essentially.
Yeah, they just brush it off. No, but and I think what happens with these, I almost wonder if there's like some of these movies don't even have scripts probably, or they have like a really loose outline, and then they kind of just riff and then like piece it together. I don't know. It's just like, this feels like there's no thought put into these kind of movies. It's literally the pitch.
No, it's
cute doggy swore.
It's just an actor's, comedian's vanity project.
Yeah, that's
not even a vanity project. Just like what if they swore?
Project.
Yeah.
Stupidity
some,
project.
spend some money, get some tax write-offs, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my Blockbuster roundup.
What blockbusters?
Well, there's a few in there, but yeah.
No, I just mean, what blockbusters? As in, like, yeah, these are some great blockbusters.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe Turismo and Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Elemental surprisingly was. But yeah, I think that about does it for the episode. You mentioned the title, and we should promote it as well. But we're also doing another show on our YouTube channel, Let's 3, called Not Your Brony, where we, as three men who were never bronies, are going back and watching the show now that time has passed and seeing, what was the craze about, what turned people into bronies, and we're trying to see if the show has the same effect on us. So should check that out, as well as our sketches, because I think we announced it in the last episode, but we've completely rebranded our channel. We're now the Let's 3 YouTube channel. We do sketches, we do shorts. Like I said, we do Not Your Brony, and then this podcast is now folded into that brand. So if you want more of us and our insanity, you can subscribe on there. And this will be on the channel, so subscribe if you're listening right now.
Yeah. And if you want more of Billy specifically, you can go to his Instagram for at Boring World?
At Boring World Comic, yes. It's a little minimalist, comedy comic I do. So you can follow me on there. And we recently did... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to mention, if you want a taste, we recently voice acted one. So
yeah, that's a good starting point. That is the first comic I ever did.
And if you want more of Luke Greer, well, too bad you can't.
Yeah, you're not on anything except Let's 3. But yeah, well, we thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed. And, you can find all the information in the description and stuff. And I guess that we will talk at you later. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.